Hello. Thank you for watching another episode at Investing with All I See is W. Today, I wanted to make this video to share with you 10 tickers I feel can add significant value to your investment portfolio. But first, before I begin, I'd like to inform you that the information I'll be sharing with you should be used as guidance information only, and anytime when you make an investment decision, please do your own investment research. Let's get started. So as you can see on this whiteboard, I've written down 10 tickers, and these are the 10 companies that I'll go through one by one. Starting with ticker number 1, I wanted to share with you, as you can see here, is INO. That's Inovio Pharmaceuticals. So today, the share price roared up to about 10% gains. And to me, we've heard so much information that the company will be releasing its peer-reviewed data coming soon, and that we will likely hear entry into phase 2 by September. So we do have another week come Monday up through to Thursday, I believe, to have some news to come out within the 4 business days. So I feel like this is great news, knowing that we ended the day today at 10% and that there's 4 more days in September for us to capitalize on. And that doesn't end here. I feel like once we pass through September, there's going to be more great news coming out in Q4. Remember, we have the VGX data that will be coming out for the phase 3 clinical trial. So that's going to be very exciting news to see the safety and efficacy on dysplasia and also the vaccine for the glioblastoma. So that's all promising news. And I feel like with Inovio Pharmaceuticals as an investor holding long term, the share price can go up beyond its prior resistance value of mid 35, and I feel like it can go beyond the $80 range if you hold on to it long term. So that's Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and I do suspect that there will be news coming out from the South Korea clinical trials that's going on there, and we will likely hear more information from China in terms of how it wants to work with the INO 4800, as well as entry into phase 2 clinical trials, and we will likely hear that coupled with external funding, whether that be coming from CEPI or from Operation Warp Speed. So all of that is going to be coming shortly. So this is very exciting news for us. Next up, I wanted to share with you is the ticker IBIO. So that's iBio Incorporation. So this is a plant-based manufacturer that is planning on trying to launch 2 vaccines into clinical trials. One for the Bio 200, which is a virus-like particle, and the iBio 201, which is a subprotein unit, which is its proprietary technology, the licum protein. So all of that is looking promising, but I feel like once Tom Issett, the CEO, pushes for investigational new drug submissions to the Food and Drug Administration, and once the FDA allows for clearance to perform phase 1 clinical trials, I feel like the share price of iBio can roar up to its prior resistance value and possibly up to the double-digit range once we let time play out. So the fact that this company is able to scale up very easily with its manufacturing capabilities, all it needs to do is just plant and harvest and then synthesize what it needs to so that it can produce the collagen to put that into the vaccine. I feel like the process is quite simple, and there's buy-in from the environmental regulations as well. So all of that's all in place already. So it's just a matter of just getting through the clinical trials hurdle. And to me, I feel like the share price can go up to the $30 range if or when the vaccines start getting into the phase trials for study. Okay, so next up I wanted to share with you is the ticker VXRT. So that's by the company Vaxart. This is an organization based out in South San Francisco where it did receive FDA clearance within the past few weeks for its oral pill medication to be taken ingested, and then that will prevent and cure the COVID-19 potentially. However, that's all being studied at this time. It's in phase 1 clinical trials with 40 healthy patients. I don't know if all 40 healthy patients have been enrolled for the placebo trial as well as the testing, but at least the regulatory authorities have allowed for this San Francisco-based company to perform the clinical trials, at least for phase 1, to evaluate the safety and efficacy. So that's great news for Vaxart. And I feel like the share price today, the fact that it's gone up close to about 7%, this is looking promising. And previously it was hovering at $4. And to me, I feel like it can go up to its prior resistance value of the double-digit range. I feel like it can go and hover back to the $17 range. So let's not ignore Vaxart for what it does. And to me, I feel like it's actually monopolizing the market right now, because of all the vaccine companies that are coming up with the potential solution, this is one of the few companies with a monopolized mode of delivery. For example, taking a pill form medication to cure for the COVID-19 or prevent for the COVID-19. So that's different than most other approaches. For example, with the RNA and the DNA bolus delivery vaccines, that's quite different than taking it in a pill form. Okay, so that's VXRT, and I do feel like it can go up beyond the double-digit share price. Next up, I wanted to share with you is by the ticker TSLA, and that is Tesla. And why consider investing in Tesla? Well, once the news came out about how the company's car market value price will be about $25,000, I feel like most people started selling off their shares because of fear of devalue of the company. However, to me, from a long-term perspective, you can capitalize on that anytime when there's any downward dips with Tesla. You can purchase it at a discounted price and just let the return on investments gain for you in the long term, because when you invest in a company that has one of the greatest artificial intelligence technology, for example, its car can drive on its own without you even having to operate, that just tells you that the technology is there and that it's going to continue to benchmark and advance way further beyond all of its competitors. So that's why I feel like Tesla is taking off right now compared to most other manufacturers in the electric vehicle space, and not only in the EV market, but also in the solar panel environment, as well as with its SpaceX program. Okay, so now next up I wanted to share with you is Apple by the ticker AAPL. So why consider investing in Apple? Well, this is all about value investing based on discounted price and based on the current market correction with the Dow Jones and the S&P taking a downward toll about more than at least 10%, we all know that, then it's time to get these big name companies like Apple at a discounted price. Why? Because we know that Apple has a great product ecosystem where most of its product lines work together. So now with your iWatch, you can go around and do an Apple iPay rather than having to use your phone. So that just tells you how the product is advancing, not only in terms of how we behave in this environment, but it's based off of the competitive technology environment as well, because Apple just has so much great innovative technology, and I feel like most people are leaning towards that direction. That's why Apple will continue to grow in the long run. And from a financial perspective, its balance sheet is continuing to look very promising. And what I mean by that is that the company borrows very little money, and it has enough money supply to handle any emergency situation. What I mean is that it has a low deficit, meaning it doesn't borrow much from other companies, and basically it has a lot of liquidity, and that right there tells you that the company is in a healthy state from a financial standpoint. But what brings in the return on cash flow really is because of its innovation. It's Apple's innovative technology, and that's the competitive advantage of Apple, and that's why I feel like it's a low risk company when you consider investing in companies like Apple. Okay, so I would consider taking some shares of large scale companies as well, such as Tesla and Apple. When you couple it with these biotech company tickers. That's sort of a strategy you can take on. All right, so next up I wanted to share with you is ticker MRNA. So that's Moderna. So this is a company that's a large-scale company based out in Massachusetts, where it's working on a potential solution for the COVID-19 pandemic, where it has a traditional RNA-based vaccine that's currently in phase 2 clinical trials testing on unhealthy patients with placebos, and as well as the actual medication to see if there's safety and efficacy profile with its vaccine. And it's going to come out with its data just with respect to time. We just need time to have, the data come out. But to me, I feel like even before this product gets approved, I feel like the share price can likely go up beyond the $80 to $100. Currently, it's hovering at like the $60, close to $70 tier. And today, the share price gone up close to like 5-7%. This is looking promising for companies like Moderna. In terms of quality, if I were to choose an actual company, then that's a different story. But in terms of investments, return on investments, Moderna is a company that can drive high ROI for you. So that's why I have it as a top 10 list here as well. And I feel like just with the market sentiment, with how things are going right now, there's going to be an increased demand for vaccines. And that's why Moderna is going to be in place to support with the demand needed in at least the United States as well as in the global markets. Okay, so let's not ignore Moderna, because I feel even before product approval, it can go up beyond the $100 share price range. Next up I wanted to share with you is NVAX, and that's by the company Novavax. Now this company is, to me, a high quality company that is working not only on the COVID-19 vaccine, but they also have the NanoFlu that's currently in phase 3 clinical trials right now. And the fact that it's working on an influenza vaccine as well as the COVID-19 vaccine that's in phase 1 clinical trials, it's well positioned to do well. And the fact that it has partnership with Canada, where Canada had already purchased X amount of its future to be approved COVID-19 vaccine, there at least is a demand for Canada. And that just shows that this company is needed by most people in the world at this time. So that's why I feel like Novavax can continue to bull run up. Today it's gone up close to 10%, and it's hovering at the 110, close to $120 share price range. But to me, I feel like it can continue to run up, and previously it was getting close to 170, drop back down below the 100. Now it's hovering back at the $100 point range. So that's Novavax, and let's not ignore its potential for return on investment. That's why I have it included here for the top 10 list. Next up I wanted to share with you is ticker number 8, and that's Co-Diagnostics by the ticker CODX. So this is a company that's based out in Utah. It has a small employee count size, but what's unique about this company is its high sensitivity, high accuracy diagnostic test kit that it's able to manufacture, and currently it's being evaluated for safety and efficacy at this time. So it has a turnaround time of about 60 to 90 minutes to detect whether you are COVID-19 infected or not. So this is great, just knowing that it's a high quality product you can rely on, and it can compete against other product lines out in the market at this time. And the more the better, with different companies having different product characteristics. I'm sure there will be different customers that would want the product for its needs. So to me, Co-Diagnostics is a company that you should not ignore, because today even the share price did go up, and it is a value investment company that you should not ignore based on the context of where we are right now with the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's not ignore CODX. Next up I wanted to share with you is Altimmune is the company name, and today the share price hovered up, and I feel like with ALT, it can reach its prior resistance value. And let's just keep it simple. We know that it was hidden that high price value, and it's been plummeting with respect to all the other biotech companies. But to me, if or when all the other biotech companies continue to trend up, we will see a correlation with ALT also increasing as well. And that's why I have it added here as a top 10 list, because there's just so much support with shareholders supporting ALT as well. And that's why it's continually growing with respect to its share price, as you can see with today's increase. But for me, I feel like the fact that it's been plummeting down, here is an opportunity for you to capitalize on a company at a very good price point, for you to capitalize on multiple folds potentially on share price gains. So next up, I wanted to share with you is the last one, and that's ARCA Bio, and that's ABIO. And why consider looking into this company? Well, this company is in the biotech race as well, and it had recently submitted its investigational new drug application for a potential COVID-19 drug. And to me, the fact that the share price has been hovering up, this is a hidden gem company that can continue to grow even beyond all of these companies I have listed here, even though it's noted as number 10. So that's a company for you to monitor. It's a very small company, but the share price can continue to bull run up, and I'm just going to keep it short and simple with that information. If you're interested, continue to research, but these are the 10 tickers that I feel can add significant value to your investment portfolio. But this video is not intended to convey any suggestions for you to consider investing in these, but rather it's used as guidance information for you to apply it to your own strategic investment portfolio. Okay, and I hope that this video is valuable in that it gave you insight on the potential for these companies to add value to your return on investments from a financial perspective. So thank you so much for watching another episode at Investing with All I See Is W. And if you found this video valuable, please hit the like and subscribe for more related content. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend all. Thanks.